Sorry for the late start today. I My sleep schedule's all messed up. Is like why that happened. That's not a very good excuse though, because I could have done. I tried to get sleep last night, and instead, my brain was like, "How about we just lay awake for hours instead?" And I'm like, but here we are. Yeah. So I was like, actually, right before I went live, I was like debating maybe I won't stream today. Maybe I'll just take the day off. Oh, the script's not running. Do do do. Um, Ultimately, yeah. So I don't know exactly what today is gonna be like. I might stream for a while, and then maybe not do like a full day or something. If I'm not like, why is the script still not running? I swear I told it to run. Here, why don't I just switch over to screen cam? The script's just like not running. Look at this. Run. And it says like, eh. All right, well that's great. Thanks, PyCharm. I was thinking actually I might start running the script outside of PyCharm anyways, so maybe this is just PyCharm's way of like nudging me along that way. I don't know the extent. I'm still skeptical about whether PyCharm is like interfering with the general like running of the script, and I don't like have any specific reason to think it is per se. I'm just leery about it. So let's see. Hold on. Yeah, let's go to the project folder and say Python uh, journey.py, and so let's save it out to like, I don't know. For now, I'll just save it as like log. What is it? Today is the 15th year, the fourth month, the 20th day, the 11th hour, and the 16th minute. .txt. Are you not running either? Did I just like break the script or something? Is this the script? Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, I don't know what PyCharm's deal is. Yep, it always takes a second to run the first time it starts up. Yeah. Hey Zara, how's it going? Yeah, I don't usually use a command prompt, only in extreme circumstances. And PyCharm just refusing to function whatsoever is a fairly extreme circumstance. So, yeah. But yeah, let's see how the game runs today. I guess like one thing that won't be my favorite thing is that I can't like because I'm running it through the command prompt. I don't have like that sidebar in PyCharm where it just shows me what which just shows me like what where is that sidebar? I kind of prefer it to be there because otherwise my head covers up like part of the code. Even if it's not running Journey, maybe it'll run, or even if it's not running SideQuest, maybe it'll run another script and give me that sidebar. What script do I not care about? The test scripts. I'll do the event count, event type counts. Just because, not that I care about event type counts, I just want this side panel to show up. Alright, better. Um, yeah, okay, so, huh. Yeah, I'll keep a stable version of Journey. Just, I don't know why I'm calling it Journey today. I guess just because I had to type the name. I do zero. I am quite a Care Bear. I just like to put up a facade. uh, yeah, so I'll save a stable version of the script because the script seems to be stable right now. So I'll just call that version a stable version, and that way if we oh yeah, I made some alternate versions of the script this weekend. Oh, I think I did some things this weekend too. So actually, yeah. Before I get started with other things, well, I'll make the stable version of the script. So, journey stable, and then actually let's just quickly recap. I think some of the things I did over this weekend because I try not to develop when I'm not live, but like every now and again I'll see a thing and I'll be like, oh, it's just so much easier to just like fix it right now. So I will occasionally do that. Only quite occasionally. So what did I do? I think it was just like bugs. Like I didn't actually like do any real development. Oh yeah, no. You know what I did is oh, the load test stuff. Did I? I don't know if I actually transferred the load test stuff back into the main script. Let me look at that real quick because well actually here let me check. Well, first I'll check what I might have changed in the most recent version. So yeah, I did change a few things. Oh right. So like I changed how so on Friday I fixed the event timing. So like because like the event timing is supposed to happen hypothetically on like a 15-minute time scale, but it kept happening on a 22-minute time scale, and so I fixed it by breaking it. And so now so one of the things I did is I fixed it in a way that hopefully will have like fixed it, but also isn't like bad code. Um, so basically, I just what did I do here? Uh, Yeah, so instead of using the event cooldown, like I basically got rid of this value event cooldown. Like previously I had been like trying to time it so that like the event would conclude 10 seconds before the environment transition, but for some reason like that 10-second window like wasn't working cuz like it was acting as though like the event had concluded after the transition window, and then it would wait an additional like 7.5 minutes. Hey Jonas, cheese to you too. And yeah, cheese and waffles. Sounds good. Um, um, and then yeah, so instead I'm just the event is gonna start right at the transition window. So the transition windows or the transition window yeah, the transition windows occur every 7.5 seconds, every 7.5 minutes. And the events last I think about like 3 minutes or so. So it used to be that it would start like right at like the 4 minute 20 second mark or something like that. But now it just starts right at the beginning. So the difference will be that sometimes an event will occur even if we're not fully inside that environment. Like if there's an event that happens in the mountains and we're transitioning from the forest, like we'll still be kind of in the middle of the not the middle of the transition, but we'll still be in the process of transitioning when the event starts. We might actually be like literally in the middle of the transition when it starts, now that I think about it. But I feel like that's fine actually. And then the advantage is that like we won't have to like a 10-second window. Like I put in the 10-second window because that felt very broad. Like I felt like we would be able to hit a 10-second window, and then we didn't. And so I don't know what that was about, but whatever. So yeah, that might have been the only thing that I actually changed. Uh, oh, I just changed the how I name the raw event files because I realized that I used to have it so that the for the raw events, like I used to have it so that it said the timestamped first and then the action tags, but at some point when I like changed some of that stuff I must have flipped it around by accident and it just was sorting in a weird order, so I actually wanted the timestamp first, so I'm putting it first again. Subtle change. This is all event time stuff. So yeah, so that's the only stuff that actually changed in the in that version. So yeah, so that leads me to believe, and I'm fairly certain, in fact, that there are probably things that I didn't change. So the load test that we looked at, or the load test that we saw a second ago, that was the other thing that I did on Saturday. I took the game and I pointed it at a chat channel that had approximately 20,000 people in it, and I just analyzed the chat input from 20,000 people. Because that's a lot of chat, and like my game has never been under that much duress before. Because like if you've ever been in a really popular chat channel or like a chat channel with like that many viewers, like it's just like constant, like constant. And so the good news, hey Yakumas, how's it going? Welcome. Um, I'm doing all right, I think. I don't know. I thought I might be getting sick. Hopefully I'm not. Everyone in my household is really sick right now, so the I think I'm like ready to get sick. I think I'm doing okay though. Thank you for asking. How are you? um, yeah. So on Saturday, I pointed the game at a chat channel just to see what would happen. Like, could it keep up with the could it actually parse that much text input? And it did fine for the most part. Like, I think I had to fix a few bugs, which is why I'm surprised that there weren't more changes to journey.py. I'm thinking the changes that I made I might not have I might not have saved, or I might not have sent them back to the original version. So oh yeah, so this is that's just the name of the chat channel that I was pointing at. Um, so yeah, so let me look at what other yeah, oh my gosh, my roommate came back from a business trip, and he like you know the expression like having a frog in your throat, like he like exemplifies that. I feel bad because it must be really painful, but um, I also I'm like trying to avoid him a little bit. Mark Lander, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Um, oh, the pirate ship. I'm gonna I'm gonna strip. Um, Sorry, usually I like the pirate ship, and usually I prefer it when people like repair the pirate ship and we go there. I'm stripping the pirate ship because there's a bug on the pirate ship right now, and I plan on fixing it. I haven't fixed it yet because it's not the most important bug right now. Maybe I should just fix that first because you see how the action tags are behind the adventurers now, like the tops of the adventurer's head, like go in front of the action tags. Um, on the pirate ship, the one of the action tags are like stuck in the door of the ship, and so the door draws over. Sorry, I guess I hadn't been paying attention to the pirate ship since I made that change, or maybe we just hadn't. I don't know, but all right. Well, I think we have enough. All right, I'm gonna cheat and just tank this as best I can because I mean I guess we can just go and we can live with the bug because like it's not like the game's unplayable there. It's just like it I just so what I think I want to do is I'm not logged in. Whatever. I don't care. I was gonna use my second account to double cheat. Um, I yeah. So I think I'm gonna do is for environments that have features like that, which won't work with the action tags like the way the action tags work now. I think I'm just gonna like flag as part of like the data file. The environments are just going to keep track of like which action tags should draw in the foreground and which ones should draw in the background. So basically on the pirate ship, and the one in the middle is fine. The one in the middle can draw in the background, like these action tags do. But the ones on each side, because there are doors to the pirate ship on each side, um, yeah, I'll have to just like flag those to draw forward. Uh, uh, hey, Marklander, you do understand why if some people are repairing a ship and other people are stripping it, that's kind of counterintuitive. Like we can do both. It's fine that we can do both. We're doing both right now. Like Trusty Bard says, we're doing both right now. But you understand how, for example, if someone's trying to like make it work and other people are trying to like destroy it, it's like those things are a little at odds with each other. Just saying. Okay. Uh, let's let's do. Oh yeah, right. So yeah. So let's compare these two because I think I might have changed more things and I don't remember what they are. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe everything else is the same. Yeah. Actually, it looks like pretty much everything else is the same. I guess. Weird. Weird. I thought it had changed more stuff, but I guess not. What I did though, actually, oh my gosh, my backlog right now is out of control. Uh, huh. Yeah, my backlog right now. If you look at, we can still see it. If we get to the, yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I'll show the bug at least once before I fix it. um, yeah, this is my to-do list right now. This is like this column in the middle usually has like one or two tasks in it, but now I have a few tasks. So this is mostly what I did on Saturday. I just like put in like all the things that I need to fix in order to get it to like really work in with like you know well so yeah so the name or the today I called the stream like our purpose in life and other easy answers. It's because like these are all the things that I need to do in order to get the game suitable for like kind of what, not just what I, not just like for like whatever, but like for what I like actually hope for it to be able to accomplish, like its purpose or whatever. Um, so yes, easy answers, right? Like, what do we want to do next? Well, we just have to do this. Oh yeah, okay. So the first thing that I want to tackle, don't draw off screen. I was talking to someone about like how I'm like pruning all the graphics, like to make the graphics like as easy for Pygame as to handle. Oh, fun fact! Actually, just before I get into that, on Saturday when I was running this game for like with like load testing it with 20,000 players or 20,000 people in the chat channel, uh, I didn't have anything else running on my machine at the time. Like literally only SideQuest was running. Well, I was running it through Pygame, but like other than that, like there was no OBS, there was no anything else. The game ran consistently at 40 frames per second. So, and like there wasn't even stuttering or anything. So I'm pretty sure the reason that my script occasionally, or the reason that the script occasionally stutters, is not anything to do with like how it's programmed per se. It just has to do with like how my computer budgets its processing power. And like so yeah, so that just reminded me I guess I should probably get in the habit of changing the priority up to high like whenever I can, because like hopefully that will like kind of accomplish some of the same things. I basically just I want to have this like I think the game is actually totally fine and will work fine as long as it has like as long as my computer gives it the processing power that it needs. The other thing though about not drawing off screen, I don't know for sure, but like one of the things that like just an offhand comment that one of my friends made was that like, am I drawing off screen? And like because I am. I just draw tons of stuff off screen. But I guess I always assumed that Pygame would automatically cull that stuff, and maybe not. So that's like one of the first things I want to try because I draw a lot off screen. Like the environments are one of the bottlenecks, and I literally draw the environments twice. Like there's environment like extending off the screen in both directions. That yeah. So if I can save on that, that could save a lot. That could save a lot. um, uh, what is the purpose for this game? Well, so yeah, I want this game to be able to run, like not just in like channels with like a casual audience. I want this game to be able to run in like big channels too, hypothetically. Not that I ever expect my channel to get like outrageously big, but I want it to be suitable for purposes. So like one of the other reasons I made SideQuest was actually for use in like charity streams, like charity fundraiser type of live streams, because I just thought it'd be like another fun thing to do like during the fundraiser to like help promote engagement and stuff like that. And right, so like if I actually want to use it for that purpose, I'll want to be I'll want to do everything on this list first. So actually, I can just recap it. I can just like give a rundown real quick. So like, drawing off screen. That's because I want it to run well, and it does. But like, I guess this isn't directly related to that purpose. It's just like it just seemed like a big thing that might have a really big payoff. So, thank you, Mike. You're so kind. um, Thank you very much, Raglander. That's very sweet of you. Um, hey, Ceiling Fairy, how's it going? Welcome. Um, so yeah, so the things that I want to, so like some of these things are things left over from the other week. Like I think I'm going to give the monk that staff that we looked at the other day. So I'm going to finish up the monk because that's like the last piece of the monk character art, and then fixing the name tag. I think name tags are actually pretty good now. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me look at another one. Oh wait. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so apparently the both halves in the name tag are showing up at the same time. I just noticed. I did, yeah, like Yakimus and the 10 experience, like those things showed up like at the same time, which didn't used to be the case. I guess I don't technically mind it, but like I actually preferred it when they showed up in two pieces, like when they showed up separately. Other than that, I think it's going mostly well. Like if there was just a slight delay on the second half of the name tags, then I would be actually really satisfied with that. So Sorry. I was just thinking I would link Trusty Bard's Twitch. I just like apropos of nothing. I was just thinking I should link Trusty Bard's Twitch and Twitter accounts so that Trusty Bard would tweet at himself when he leveled up. But no, that's silly. Sorry. Wait, what was I doing? What was like the real thing that I was doing? Oh yeah. Why didn't ban work visually? Yeah, I still need to look at this. This is just something left over. And then the river bug. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm still curious about these things, but like these are left over. Why are events so spread out? Again, also left over. De-alias text. Oh right, yeah. Oh right. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is just like we fixed this the other day. We just never integrated the fix back into this script. I think. Am I right about that? If I like took a screenshot of the like if we take a screenshot of this, like I can't notice the aliasing right now, which is I think why I managed to like forget to do it. But like I think like it was pointed out the other day that the text is aliased technically. I can't perceive it because like at the size I'm seeing it, like I don't know, it doesn't look at all aliased, but I guess it technically is, and we did fix it in another script. Like we tested out what the fix would be, and it did work, and so that's just a small thing, not a big deal. Should be quick and easy because like I said, we already tested it out. Oops, I accidentally opened source tree. Did not mean to do that. Unlink karma history bonuses between player dictionary and G dictionary, G player dictionary. I did this. Yeah, I just realized the way that I'm passing this data around. Wait, how did I thought I changed this in the source in the load test version of the script, but apparently not. Uh, a cure for buffering. Oh man, I wish. If I had a cure for buffering, I would OD on it. um, 3D jump and run. Like with hobos, you mean? Oh wait, no. Sorry, I was thinking of someone else. 3D jump and run. Yes. Well, so I'm in 3D here. I'll run a little bit. Look, I'm running, and look, I'm jumping, and I'm running some more. How's that? 3D jump and run. Done. Got it. I aim to please. All right. Action tags are scared by the ship. Yes, that's that's the bug I was saying about. Tone down. Oh yeah, tone down low level up highlights. Right now, what occurred to me is like in a stream with like, let's say there's a stream with like 20,000 people. The first event is going to give everyone who participates one experience, and it's going to level them up. What happens visually? The entire screen fills up with those flashing, blinking like level up highlights, and it gets really annoying. So I want to because like the low level ups tend to happen in chunks, like they tend to happen to a lot of people at the same time. I think I'm going to do gradations of the level up highlight. When you like at the low levels, like for like levels 1 through 3, it's probably going to be like a little more subtle. Like it's going to, it's going to be like somewhat noticeable. Like it's going to call attention to the player, but it's not going to be like quite as like in your face bright. And then you're gone. I think forever. Probably forever. Perma banned. Sorry. Yeah, so there's probably like a really small one for like low level players, and then like a little bit bigger one for like medium level players. Because like the first like 10 or so levels of the game happen like really fast, and then it slows down a little bit. But yeah, let's only show latest level up. Yeah, this is another thing that I was thinking about. It's because with like right now, if you level up twice, hypothetically, it'll show you leveling up twice. Like you'll walk across the screen and say like level 1, and then you'll walk across the screen and it'll say level 2. How long do I need for a game? Any amount of time. You can make a game in any amount of time. Like if you had like 1 second, like you wouldn't have a very like evolved or produced game, but you could technically come up with a game in 1 second if you tried really hard. I mean, you could also fail to come up with a game in 1 second, but like, yeah, I mean, like a game can be anything. Oh, thank you, thank you, Mark Lander. Yeah, I've been getting into animation a little bit more, and having fun with it too. So, oh yeah, okay. So showing the latest level up. Yeah, I think like, especially again for like the case of like so many players. The level up highlights, there's just too much of them. So another way to tone that down a little bit is if players gain 2 levels, only show the most recent level up. Like just show what they've leveled up to. So if they jump right, excuse me, if they jump right from level 1 to level 3, don't like just like kind of gloss over the level 2. It'll still, like, if they have linked accounts, it'll still tweet all of the level ups and everything, and it'll still get processed correctly, but it just will be a little less of that like flashing on screen stuff. Um, and then that and like so the only thing so the other thing is that like this only happens at the low levels too. At the higher levels, you don't get multiple levels up at the same time. So again, it's only for the low level players. And the thing about running this game in another stream is that the majority of viewers would be new players. So yeah, again, just like these are just to accommodate like the those situations where there's just like an overabundance of low level characters. And so I just evented. Hey, look, I think the events are happening at a better time frame. Like that felt like a better time frame. Right now it's 11:40. The previous event happened at 11:25. Yes, that's 15 minutes apart, right? Yeah, yeah, that's 15 minutes apart. All right, we got it fixed, and it was fixed in a good way. It wasn't fixed in like a janky way too. So that's good. Everyone wins. Um, and then, so what else? Adjust event data by player. Oh, this actually is not a new thing per se, but it's something that I definitely want to do. Actually, you know what's funny is this was something that I was pretty sure I would have to do in order for the game to run on with like more players, because like basically what I'm doing is every 10 seconds I'm recounting all of the votes or like all of the player participation. And so I was thinking instead of recalculating it like so frequently, I should instead just keep like a running total so that way I'd never have to recalculate it because the running total is always like up to date. And I was pretty sure I'd have to do that, otherwise the game would like get really choked with so many players. But it didn't actually. Like that actually seemed to work fine. I do still want to do it because like I know it's like computationally like not efficient or not like not necessarily smart what I'm doing right now. So and there's no reason I can't make it better. So yeah, I want to do that, and then very low level. Yeah, so that was the other thing. Again, with like the abundance of low level adventures, I think I'm gonna make it so that they're like different. It's basically probably just gonna be like color swaps. But like the low level adventures, like I think some of them will have like slightly different pant colors. Some will start with like different tones, like just like any sort of like visual differentiation in the low level characters. Because again, when you have so many of them, like they look a little it just looks a little like weird. It looks like Clone Army, and so yeah, that's what that would be about. And then all right, so uh, yeah, how to stay up to date on data writing. This is the one I haven't figured out yet because um, I haven't figured this out yet because it at all. Okay, so what happened when I ran the script with that many players is the only thing that didn't stay up to speed was like the only thing that wasn't happening like in a timely manner was the data writing, the part where we saved players' data. It seemed like it was always behind. Like it seemed like it just like I don't even understand how exactly. Like the way it's written, like I feel like it would be physically incapable of falling as far behind as it did, but it got so far behind. Like it was constantly writing, and it was always like way behind the 8 ball. Like it would be writing data from like a long time ago. Like I don't know. Is it hard to create a multiplayer mode? It's definitely more complicated to create a multiplayer mode, especially depending on how you're using like the controller inputs or like how you're using the player inputs. Um, it's you can I mean it's not necessarily difficult to make multiplayer. Like you can make a simple multiplayer. You can make multiplayer that's simpler than like a really a really complex single player game. So it's not insurmountable, but I think in general multiplayer does tend to be a little more complicated. Uh, how to say yeah? So I don't actually know how to stay up to date on data writing, but I need to try some things. So yeah. manually add karma and karma channel differentiation. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, if we're using this for a if SideQuest is running for like a charity live stream, like one of the whole points of charity live streams is the donations and like the fundraising. And so I would want to implement the karma system, or I'd want to use like karma. The thing is, though, the way karma works in this game right now is automatic, and it uses this like Twitch alerts. It uses this like Twitch alerts panel, or like this Twitch alerts program that just like updates the data for me. I'm thinking I'm just gonna add a command to manually add karma, so that way there's at least some way to handle it, right? Like there's like it'd be great if like there were some way to use this program still, but assuming that won't necessarily be the case, then I want to add a command to add karma, and then also karma channel differentiation is that would be about distinguishing like which channel. So like for example, everyone who's showing karma right now, so like Sogom and Lauren, I think that's Lauren right behind Sogom. Like those players, like their karma is from this channel, right? Do I like Pokemon? I do like Pokemon. Want to play your LD game? Probably. I bet. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know for sure, but I bet I do. Um, um, and then, oh yeah. So if SideQuest, basically, if SideQuest were running in another channel, I basically want it to like, yeah. Right now, with karma, like with karma history and all that stuff, I only keep track of just like the number, because like SideQuest is only ever run in this channel. But instead of just keeping track of it in like, I can see the links, yeah. Instead of keeping track of it in here, I'll repost the link so that others can see it too. The I'll what did I just post? What did I just post? um. All right, hold on. I have no clue what I just posted. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone. Um, I'll have to check this out later. Can I rinse my own chat? No. Um, all right. Sorry. I'm gonna check that out, and then I'll maybe I'll post it again later if once I've had a chance to try it. um. Maybe I'm being overly cautious. Maybe I'm being overly cautious. Maybe. We'll see. I sense I'm not, though. um, well, alright, so if it's not that inappropriate, Sogom, then we have nothing to worry about. So, alright, let's, yeah, so, okay, so I guess that's, yeah, it feels like a long list, because this column is usually, like, less populated, but a lot of this was left over from the other day, and a lot of them are pretty straightforward. The big one is how to stay up to date on data writing, because, like, this isn't even, like, a thing that I have to do. It's, like, a thing that I have to figure out, and then there's going to be, alright. Sorry. Um, just banning people in chat. So it's yeah. So I have to figure out what to do, and then I have to do that. And honestly, like I'm probably gonna have to try different things because like I don't even know. I might have to run more tests, right? Like I might have to like try something and then run more tests and then try some more things and then run more tests and you know figure that out somehow. We'll find out. All right, I'll unban Sogom, but I feel like this is the wrong decision. um, all right, so yeah, let's get started. Don't draw off screen. Let's not do that. So like drawing off screen is the difference between like 40 frames per second and like or drawing in the environment, excuse me. Drawing the environment is like the difference between 40 frames per second and like 120 frames per second. So if I cut the environment rendering in half, like hypothetically, that's like maybe we'll go to 80 frames per second, right? Like, I don't know. All right, I knew that was the wrong choice. I knew that was the wrong choice. It was just way too soon. All right. So let's do what? Um, how do I yeah, I was wondering how I plan to handle large populations too. And then it turns out I am already. Like it just works. The game just works. I was really expecting to just like I thought like I literally when I tested it, the biggest channel on Twitch at the time had 20,000 people in it. So it's just like let's go for the worst case scenario. Let's just absolutely destroy it. And I was honestly expecting it to like come undone and like fall apart and like just get completely like trashed and like not work whatsoever. And then it didn't. It just actually like worked well mostly. And then and then what else? Yeah, so I want to try it like sometime if there's like a big like Twitch event going on and like there's a channel with like hundreds of thousands of viewers. Like I want to see how that goes because that like still I'm somewhat expecting it to uh I'm still kind of expecting it to fall apart. I guess we'll see. Um, so yeah, 20,000, easy peasy. No, like I said, there was the data writing thing, so I will have to figure out something better for data writing. But like, I mean, one of the solutions to the data writing thing could just be to like, yeah. So one of the things I was thinking is like, I could just make like an off switch for the game. So basically, like, I could like deactivate like the game, and like so for all intents and purposes, the game would like stop, right? Like I'd probably just make the entire screen like stop rendering art, just render like the big pink frame, and so it would just be completely transparent. It would seem like the game was off, but that would just but I would still let the game continue to run, and it would like shut down most of its other functions. Like it would stop reading in new data. It would stop like it would stop parsing uh, IRC chat and all that stuff. It would there would be no events or anything. It basically like the game was paused. But then as long as the game just had more time to run, it keeps all the data in memory, so it still knows like what data it has to write. And then worst case scenario, if I just like if the game ran for a while, I could just put it into that mode at the end and then let it just finish writing its data. And then whenever it finished writing its data, I could then shut it down. The thing about that I don't like is that worst case scenario, if the game crashes, all of that data that didn't get written out, all of that data that was still in memory would get lost. So if it's possible to handle the data writing in like real time, I would want to. Thank you, Mike Lander. um, yeah, right. So basically, yeah. So it would take a little longer for the characters to show up, and I mean, I can play with that too, right? Like adventurer speed is just a value. I could just like set it to like I could make the adventurers walk twice as fast if I wanted to. Actually, like one of the other things I did this weekend was I made a small GIF of the game, and a GIF of some of the game art, and I actually in the GIF you'll see the adventurers do walk twice as fast, and I think it actually looks fine when they're walking at double speed too. So like if there were more players in the game, I could just like yeah, like because that will be a bottleneck, right? And so I can just increase the timing. I can make the characters closer together too. Like there's no reason they have to be as far apart as they are. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that I can adapt. And yeah, so the other thing is your character. So it would take a little bit longer for your character to show up on screen. The other thing is that your character wouldn't show up on screen as often, is the other thing. So instead of like every event, you get like a constant update of like, you gained this much experience in that event, you gained this much experience in that event. It would be more like, your character would show up intermittently and it's like, oh, you've gained 8 experience in the past, like, however long it's been since we last saw your character. Like that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, like, the graphics are just like HUD, right? Like, the one of the things about this game is that like there's like there's nothing about the graphics that affects how you can play the game. So, well, I mean, there's the action tags that show up on screen, but like, yeah, right, like it's a convenience thing, I guess, and I will want to make it convenient, but like you know, it's not game breaking. Like if I just took the name tags out altogether, the game would still work, right? It's just it's nice to have that information. So yeah, okay. Uh, let's do what? Yeah, the graphic stuff. Okay, so yeah, the environment rendering. Environment rendering. This is gonna be really fun, you guys, because there are just so many calls. Like the first few, I guess, are gonna be a little confusing, and then it'll get easier after that. But yeah. Okay, so graphics. Dot blit. Yeah, so all of these little highlighted things right here, these are just rendering like full big old like chunks of visuals, and we'll want to make it so that they like render a subsection. But like it's like formulaic. So after we do the first few, it'll be a lot easier to do the subsequent ones. All right. So for example, uh, graphics blit. Wait, how does this work? BGOS, BGTS. BGOS, BGTS. Yeah, you know what? I think I have to keep track now of. Yeah, I do need to. So I guess in order to make this step, I'll need to do a little bit of logic here. Oh no, you know what I can do is yeah, oh yeah. See what's happening on the. Sorry, it's just on another note. If you're paying attention to the screen, you notice that like the carts in the village like pass in front of the action tags, so like they actually obscure like the action tags as they move in front of them. The pirate ship is like that, except the pirate ship the doors don't move, so they just stay in front of the action tags, and you can never read it. Like this cart is about to pass in front of left, and it's gonna like cover up a bit of it. So it's like if you can imagine like the cart just like staying there and never moving, then all of a sudden it's like, what does that say? Loft? What is that? What is that? All right. Um, no, yeah, okay. You know what I need to do is instead of just keeping track of the environment slide position, I also have to set up like the environment slide uh, the environment slide position. I need to set up the basically like right. So the environment slide position is just like where on screen should we start drawing this thing, and I guess what I need is like the yeah. I just need more numbers. So actually, let's start by going to where we calculate the environment slide position, which is right here, because then basically what we need to do is so for each of these, huh? I guess we need to determine like which slide is we need to determine oh you know what actually oh yeah no I was gonna say I should not be working this version of the script, but no, I made a stable version of the script, so I can work in this one. Um, uh, Mark Lander, you're like the most positive person I've ever met, which means a lot to me. Or like I really respect that. I only have one tattoo on my person. It's a symbol right here that represents positivity. So I mean it as very high praise when I say you are a very positive person and perhaps the most positive person I've ever met. Thank you. Thank you for being that way because it's very pleasant. um, uh, yeah. So the yeah. So the slide positions. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to really change like what these environment slide positions mean because. All right. I guess like what we need to do first is yeah, you know what? I'll just so I'll do all of the environment slide position calculation up front, and then oh here we are. So for li in esp.keys, so yeah, so we need to iterate over over all of the slides. So we're already doing that here apparently, so we might as well do that. So we might as well tack on the next step of that iteration here as well. So let's let's accomplish that by doing what? Right. So the so examples of what the environment side positions currently represent is like 0 and like 1920, which means that one of the environment sides starts rendering from the 0th pixel, and another of the sides starts rendering from the 1920th pixel. Uh, excuse me. In that example, what we'll want to trim it to is that basically the second slide like doesn't even have to render. Like at that point, we'll just like render like 0 pixels from it, and so because right now it's rendering entirely off screen, and so what we have to do is like so the first thing that we have to calculate is like if so let's say like so like low slide equals 0, because either the 0 index side for each of the background each of the layers, either the 0 index side is the one like so they start like next to each other, and then like as they slide, like one of them switches to the other side and they continue to slide, and then one of them switches. So at any given time, like one of them is more to the left than the other, and we have to figure out which is which, because it's gonna at any given time it could be either of the two, and that's gonna be first the most relevant to like how we adjust these numbers. So let's say the low slide equals 0, but then if so what'll it be? ESP index 1 is less than ESP index 0, then instead low slide equals 1. And actually I guess I'll want to say like high slide equals 1, and so that way we can keep track of both of them. So high slide here will equal 0. So basically they just like flip-flop as they do. Okay, so then oh wait, no, it's not ESP index 0 and ESP index 1. It's ESP index LI index 0 and ESP index LI index 1. Yeah, or vice versa. And then right, so we'll say so then we can say maybe we should keep track of this on like ESP itself. Like maybe ESP shouldn't just keep track of maybe like ESP should keep track of like all of this data. Yikes, this might be a good time to like refactor. Like previously I was thinking I might refactor like how the environment slides are like kept in like positional, like how their positional data is kept, and I didn't at the time, but it's seeming like now might be a good time to do it actually. The reason I held off before is that some of this logic, yeah, a lot of this logic like pivots on like how it's currently set up. So if I were to change it, I'd have to change a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, for now I'll try not to, but like if this gets too hairy, I might want to consider that. Um uh yeah. Yeah, actually no, you know what I'll do instead is I'll just like yeah, ESP, I'll just like calculate upfront like what all of the positional data should be for ESP. So like previously, it was only like it's always ever just two numbers, one representing the position for one of them, the lateral position for one of them, and one representing the lateral position for the other. And incidentally, they were always off by like 1920, which was a little redundant, but whatever. So now instead, I'll just keep track of like well, now it's actually only going to be one extra data, or it's going to be one extra data point for each of those items, because it's just going to be position and width are going to be the only two numbers. Actually, I guess I could. Yeah, no, I'll keep track. I'll do all the math up front. Okay, so yeah, so ESP. So let's go even higher. Let's go back to the beginning of ESP. Like where it's first defined. ESP equals it's a dictionary? Oh. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Okay. Uh, yeah, so for starters, it's going to be yeah. So the initial data in this dictionary is going to be, oh, what is ESPF? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. ESPF. Ah, no, that's fine. ESPF doesn't have to change because ESPF is more akin to the old ESP system, and then what we do with, so for some of the value, some of the layers that translate differently than all the rest, um, uh, the sorry, the event well rested for adventurers feel great today. That is not me. I was not one of those adventurers. Um, I could have done with a little more sleep last night. Um, all right, the yeah. So I'll probably just I'll just like I'll keep like I won't change this. I'll just use this data to process like the rest of the ESP stuff. So ESPF like that's not going to change at all. I don't think. At least not yet. So ESP right. So for each of these layers, it's going to instead be 0 G width and then like G width 0 actually. G width 0. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. The first, some of this data is going to be redundant because the first one, the first value that, like the way I'm setting this up, the first value is always going to be 0. So actually, I guess at this point we could go the other direction. We could just change ESP to be a single value. And that single value, no, no. I was gonna say like, cause like it's always gonna be like, so like as this changes, it would go to like 0, like 1,000, right? And then this would go to like 1,000. Well, okay, yeah. So it would change a little bit because it would go to like 1,000, uh, 920. All right. So I guess like not literally just one number is sufficient. Um, Although one number does imply the other number, but no, I'll just be deliberate about it. So yeah, maybe this is fine. Just zero to 1,000, 1,019. Yeah, no, this is fine actually. It'll be, and so that like one of the numbers is always going to be 0, but like which number is 0 will change a little bit. So at least one number will always be 0, but it changes. So okay, yeah. So for all these things, they're going to start as 0 G width 0. Mhm. And actually, interestingly, the it's not that we're adding two numbers on the end. The current G width, like the 0 G width, this G width that's here right now is actually the second of the G widths, because we're inserting another value for the width, I guess, and the width at the start just happens to be G width, and the width is always going to be, yeah. So this the one, so like so this these yeah, these numbers are going to be a little formulaic because one of them is always going to be 0, and then the other one, or so basically it's like two pairs of data. So I'm not actually going to separate them out, but it's basically like two pairs of data. I could separate them out if I felt like it, but I'm not going to yet. Should I? Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so one of them is always going to be 0, either the first value or the third value, or the first or the third values. And then the width of the one that equals 0 is going to be the starting position of the other one. So for example, in this case, 0, the first one is 0, and the width is G width, and then the starting position is going to be G width because yeah, and then yeah. But I think this is the right way to do it. I know. It helps to talk through this stuff because otherwise I could end up getting confused by it down the line. Should I separate these into two separate lists, like sublists or whatever? Um, I could. Maybe that would be. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that'd be easier actually. Yeah, I think I will actually. So these are going to be two separate sublist things. Uh, I guess they could be tuples too. Nah, whatever. I'll just do it like this. Okay. So, Yes, so they're all going to be as such. Um, just by separating them into two separate data points, it just makes it slightly easier, simpler to iterate over them. So, yeah, and I might not do the whole high-low thing. I might actually not do that. Instead, I'll just like iterate over them individually, and yeah. All right, so let's go to where we start calculating these things. Wait, what is this? What are these references to ESP? Oh, right. So this is where we calculate ESP from ESPF. Uh, oh, yeah. Okay, so I do have to change this now. Because, all right, so the way we calculate ESPF is not going to change. However, um, oh no, this part doesn't actually have to change at all. No, this part's actually fine as it is. Oh, I. This might be fine. This might be this is fine. Let's find out. Is it? Uh, Whatever. I'm just gonna say for j in range to. Oh wait, no, wait, no. The Fs actually don't. No, never mind. The Fs don't have. Oh no, but for the ESP. Yeah. Okay. Wait. So. Sorry. So for j in range two. Yeah, for ESPF, there's only single there's one singular sets of values, but for now for ESP, I have to right because like I put in that sublist, so we iterate over the list and the sublist for each of those. Not a huge deal, but whatever. Okay, so right, so now, yeah. So how do I set these up now? I guess we do them separately. We do like the 0 and the 1 separately. So 0 equals, yeah. So we'll set the 0 end frame, and then we'll just we don't need a data point. Oh yeah. So yeah, we really don't need the data point at all. So we can say index 0, end frame, etc. And then so the second part. We can cut that off and just say so now ESP index BG index 0 or no index 1 index BG excuse me index 1 index 0 equals this. Oh, and yeah, it's not a list. It's just a value. Yeah. So this is so where we're setting ESP where it used to look like that, it'll instead look like this, and ESP. So yeah. So again, we'll say index 0, and it'll be this first half of this list that we had here, which is no longer a list, and then we'll have ESP index midground index 1 index 0 equals. So we're only the whole point of this. Like, we only used to calculate the 0 values here, so that's why we're only setting the 0 values. And then once we've set the 0 values, then we'll go in and we'll calculate what the other values are. So if env still, oh yeah, okay. So right. So again, it'll be index 0, and then let's duplicate this line. Look at me, actually using the Control D tool. Because sometimes it's easier than copy and paste, as it turns out. Alright, so get rid of these extraneous values. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, this second value. Huh. Oh, that's hilarious. It just occurred to me, on the pirate ship, there's always a second pirate ship that renders off screen, which is just, I don't know. It's one of those things that, like, that's how technically the system has always worked, and I just never really thought about it before. But, no more ghost pirate ships. Actually, there can be ghost pirate ships sometime in the distant future, but not right now. All right, so let's do what? Okay. Do. All right, save that, and then yeah. So continuing on. All right. So then yeah. Right. So this is the case where. Sorry. So the still thing that we just set up was because the pirate ship, like, some of the frames don't actually animate because like you don't like you stay on the ship, right? So the ship doesn't move relative to screen space, and so yeah, in those cases. We right, so it's always just consistently like 0 and g width, and then okay, so for this one, it's you can drop the first term, keep the second term, and and then all right, so this is like one of the last ones for now. Duplicate. So this is index 1, index 0. And, alright, so yeah, so the first term stays here. And, let's do what then? Yeah, so how many more of these? Okay, so yeah, so that's all of them? No. What about oh, right. So this is where we do ESPF on the, okay, so mid near ground, index I. Okay, so this one already was separated into like the two individual whatevers, so this one can be, oh, you know what else just occurred to me is that like, no, never mind. Your EXP is 0. Okay. I doubt that's true, but your EXP in the current level might be 0. Like if you just leveled up, then your EXP would show up as 0 underneath your name tag, because your name tag only ever shows your EXP in your current level. It always does that. That's how it always is. Actually, I guess no. If you played the game like before January, then you might have seen your EXP showing up as like your full sum. But yeah, we changed that a while ago. So all right, so yeah, we did these separately, so we can so for these terms, I think all we have to do is just indicate that we're only setting the 0 index for these values. The thing I was thinking, like, so this kind of weirds me out a little bit because like there's like a hypothetical bug that like I've never seen happen yet, but that's because you're really good at this game, Marklander. Is what that's about. Yeah, there's a hypothetical bug where like because I'm using float precision, like the frames might not connect. Like there might be like a pixel gap that forms at some point, but like I haven't seen that happen yet, and hopefully it won't happen. We'll see. Maybe someday. All right. So again, all right. So yeah, that handles the mid near ground, and then yeah. Okay. So like I was saying before, I think I'm gonna ditch this like high slide low slide business, and I'm just gonna say so for oh, actually, I can just do it in here too. I can just so after we go through that loop, we can just say if was it ESP index? Oh, actually, it will be slightly different because it's index. It's LIFI index 0. LIFI index 0. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so so then we say what do we say? So here we're gonna. So here, this is the point where we fully calculated the environment side positions, as per the previous system. So that's only one of the two values that we now need, though. So what we're gonna do instead is change those values that we have, because those are the values that we'll need to calculate the values that we will now want instead. So we're going to say if exp LIFI 0 So if for each of these frames, if the first value is less than or equal to 0, then this means they're the leftmost slide, right? Oh, wait. Huh. A slide can be at frame 0. Wait, this is where we fix it. So wait, the logic here is that if ESP LI index 0 is less than 0 minus G width. Oh. Actually, being at position 0... Oh, I think I was thinking about this backwards. I wonder if this is why, would this cause the river bug? No, probably not. I was just thinking like, yeah, so there's one frame where there's going to be a frame where exactly one of the slides is on screen and the other side is exactly perfectly off screen, and then the way I was thinking of it that like the 0 frame would be on screen and the G width frame would be off screen, but I think it's actually the other way around. I think it's actually the negative G width frame is off screen. Because we don't actually wrap until LIFI index 0 is less than 0 minus G width. So actually negative G width. So I don't know if I should bother fixing it, but I think technically the way I had it set up, the way I had the frames set up in the first place, yeah, I will change the way the frames are set up in the first place, because yeah, I don't know, not sorry, just kind of my mind is like wandering. Um, Technically, if you want to get technical, which I tend to because I'm writing software here. Um, yeah, right. So these values at the start should actually be, what should they be? They should be negative G width, negative G width. Uh, oh, weird. Oh, so maybe I should just change the other thing instead. Or no, I guess this is fine. Negative G width. Oh, no. You know what they'd be? Is they'd be 0, 0. They'd be 0, 0, 0 G width is what they'd be. 0, 0, 0 G width. Yeah. G width. Not a huge difference, but an important one. So yeah, so I guess I should actually. Oh, so no, these float ones though. Huh. Technically, these float ones should. No, the float ones should. The float ones I won't touch because, right, those are actually fine, and those work on a completely different system, and so those are good. I should not change them. Okay, just these ones. Although I guess. I will change them a little bit because like technically it's supposed to be 0 minus float G width comma 0 to begin with. I guess or 0.0. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Okay. Oh, so it would be 0.0 actually. Alright, subtle distinction. And yeah, that's because when one side is perfectly off screen, it's actually off screen to the left. It's not off screen to the right. Alright. Just saying. So what we want to check here is if not if it's less than or equal to 0, if it's less than 0. Because when it's equal to 0, we're actually talking about the. So right. So what I want to address first is the slide to the left, and then we'll worry about the slide to the right. And if we look at the slide that's at position 0, only the slide to the right can actually be at position 0. Because that is that exact case. All right, so if it's less than 0, then we're going to say ESP LIFI, instead of equaling what it was just there, it'll instead equal a new list where the first value is 0, and the second value is what? G width? No. We want the difference. So like to illustrate, yeah, I should probably have been like drawing a diagram earlier because like I'm sure a lot of stuff that I was saying was like sounded just really like obtuse and confusing. But like basically like so here's like let's say this is like the actual screen, right? Or let's say this is like the actual screen. This is like what we're actually seeing as in terms of like graphics for the game. Right, so at any given time, like, we have like two versions of like we have two versions of like the same like looping image or whatever, and like let's say, so like let's say like the seam between the two pieces is like in the middle of the screen here. All of this stuff, this is like what we're trying to get rid of now, is like this stuff over here and this stuff over here. Like we don't need to render this stuff because it's literally rendering off screen, and so there's no point in like performing those like draw operations. And so what we need to do now is like, so what we just calculated is we calculated this number, the position of the beginning of this frame, because this is what we used to go by. We only used to go by like the position of the frame in order to draw it, because we would just draw the whole thing. So what we have are these two numbers. We have this position here, and we have this position over here. And then, excuse me, and then, yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get we want to change it. So instead we want to look at this will be the first number, and then this width, the width between that and here, this will be the second number. So what we want to do there is G width, I guess G width plus the position, because we know that the position is less than 0. So G width, like the entire width, plus this position, yeah, will give us this end here. So yeah, so it'll be so the first value will be 0, and the second one will be G width plus the position, because it's basically like G width minus the offset, but the offset is itself negative. So yeah, so G width minus ESP LIFI 0, the former ESP LIFI 0. Which is a little weird. Maybe I shouldn't use that. Maybe I shouldn't use that same value, because here we're setting that value to 0. We'll see if this works. It might not work, in which case I'll want to separate the initial calculations that we're doing from like the later calculations, which will be simple enough. We'll just have like ESP and then ESP D or something. I don't know. That's literally a random letter. I don't have a word for the acronym that D would represent, but I'll just like I'll do something with that at some point. Okay. Yeah, so that's the case. And then in the else case, so if the ESP LIFI value is not greater than, if it's not less than 0, then then we're talking about the rightmost frame, in which case so then ESP LIFI is going to equal something different. It's going to equal the first value is going to stay the same, actually. So ESP, oh right, so in this case we only have to change the second value. So we only have to change the one value. And in this case the one value is going to be what? It's going to be G width. Oh, I think it's this again. G width minus. So right. So now we're looking at the other side. And so what we start with is this value, and this value is not changing because this is where we want to start drawing from. But we only want to draw like this much here. We only want to draw this section here. And so yeah. So in this case, the math is going to be, we'll take this entire length, which is G width, and then we'll subtract from it this short length, which is represented by this value that we have. So yeah, so it'll be so that's funny. And in both cases, it's whoa. So we can just always be setting the second value to be g width minus blah 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 blah. Weird. So okay. Weird. I was not expecting that. Hooray, numbers! Numbers do that to you sometimes. You like you set out the numbers as you expect you'll need to, and then you'll find like a weird simplification that just like all of a sudden everything is like just way less like it's just like graceful. It's just like math does that sometimes. Math gets like elegant and stuff. So there we have it. There's some nice elegant splitting math. Okay, so what we need to do now though is yeah, right. So all these references to ESP. So for one thing, we have to add in like the area equals Pygame. So for some of these slides, we're already going to have the area Pygame blah blah blah, or Pygame dot rect, capital R rect Pygame rect. And so we have to put in these numbers too. Okay, so yeah, as before, so these values here that we'd had, these are all index 0. These ones that we'd had previously. So it's always like, well, yeah, I'll just go through and tack on zeros here. 0 0 0 0 0 e 0 0 0 e o. Zoro yo 0 0 0 0 e 0, always with the zeros. Yeah, because we just converted that old number into this number, right? So that didn't change. Wait, what is this? ESP index. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is kind of fun because this is one of the situations. Oh yeah, this is gonna be real fun. This is the situation where we were already doing those like subletting things. So I don't know. Oh, am I gonna accidentally mess stuff up if I like do I need to keep track of those old numbers? I feel like not. But maybe. Yeah, maybe like I don't know. I might need to keep track of those things. We'll see. Um, but I think for now, any place that we were referencing the ESP value, I should be changing it to be referencing ESP the zero term here. So I hope so. We'll see. Maybe just to see like what I've done. Like at a certain point I can just like actually here, since I'm editing the script and this is like not the original version of the script right now. I'll change this to false actually. And so save that. And then okay, so let's continue on as we were doing here with plugging those little wow, there are a lot of references to ESP. Feels good. Sorry. So where was I? Oh gosh, I'm not even down to that point yet. Tacking on these zeros at the end. So right, so ESP should be indexed 3 times. So yeah, this is where I left off. Right, so yeah, because I think like once I do this, I'm just gonna try running the script just to see if anything happens. Like it's gonna look weird and bad, but I just want to make sure it looks weird and bad in the way that I expect it to look weird and bad. Because I might have wait, what is this? ESP. Oh yeah, okay. It's some of these layers are referenced in weird ways, but yeah, okay. Most of them are pretty straightforward. It'll be funny if I do all of this and then like there's no performance gains. Like it's just as fast. Oh, maybe I should test that first. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I should test. Um, yeah, let's do that before I sink any more time into this, just in case. So let's say new Python. This will be test slash pygame blit off screen. Let's see what this does. Yes, please PyCharm, let me edit this file. And what are we gonna do? So we're just gonna say like import pygame. Actually, no. You know what? I'm not even gonna make a new file for this. I'm just gonna use file open the um, so pygame what was it? So like the tests, like the pygame texts, yeah. And so right, because here we just have like stuff. Oh, okay. So let's I mean, I guess I can just test this by so like yeah, let's just say so how do you do this? Like right, so um we'll say like frames equals a list. We'll say FP or like frame time equals time, and then we'll say when we oops, no, this is actually supposed to be out here. Actually, yeah, no, this is fine. Okay, so so we're gonna say frames dot append frame time or frame or excuse me, oh, frame time. Wait, is that an actual value here? Is frame time an actual value here? Oh, right, no. I was just yeah, never mind. I have a variable called frame time that it does a different thing in another place, and I just picked a stupid name. Right, I'm an idiot. So append time dot time. Not frame time dot time. Time spelled correctly. All right. And then so if the length of frames is greater than or wait, what is it that I'm doing here? No, wait, no, I'm doing this backwards. It's just supposed to be frame count, I guess. Frame count. Yeah. Okay. So if frame time is if frame time is less than time dot time minus 20, I guess, or like 10. Nah, 20 is fine. No, 10. Okay. So wait, no, so this is just supposed to be a frame count equals 0 for starters. This frame count plus equals 1, and then so then we say if so then we'll say print frame count divided by 10, and then frame count equals 0, and frame time equals time dot time. So now we should just have it print the frames per second every 10 seconds. Nope, didn't like that. Oh, import time. Import time! Import time. Yeah. All right. So so yeah. So now every 10 seconds it should be printing out frame rate every 10 seconds. I'm so impatient. Oh, there we go. 117. All right. Cool. And then yeah. So I'm just gonna say right. So let's say so we have a Pygame. So let's say oops. So let's say like BG equals Pygame dot load oops dot slash I'm just gonna pick like a random BG file. So like let's say village near ground dot png. Excuse me, sorry. Save that, and then so yeah, this is gonna be really stupid, but we'll see. So we're gonna say for I in range. How tall is this? 320. So let's get really extreme results. So say for I in range. No, let's just say like 170. This is gonna look weird and stupid, but it's gonna be great. I swear. For I in range 170. Let's say yeah. Where's our like graphics, like Blit or whatever? It's like display. No, what is it? Graphics. Yeah, graphics. So okay. We should do this after we fill. So like for I in range 170. Graphics dot Blit. So how big is this? Is this as big as like our script usually is? So let's say at position 0. Oh yeah, wait. So Blit BG from position 0, or like let's say position like 960, the halfway point, and then like oh yeah, right. So then the second value is I. Yeah. So this is just gonna like smear like the image like down the screen in a weird way, but whatever. Yeah. All right. So let's see how this goes. I guess this is gonna do what I think it's gonna do. Nope. Didn't like that. What? Module object has no attribute load. Oh, pygame.image.load. Sorry. Image.load. Yeah. Right. So if I'm correct, this should give us a weird like smeary. Yep, look at that. So what it's actually doing here is it's drawing the village for every pixel for 170 pixels, and I just did that because I wanted to make a lot of draw calls. Oh gosh, it's running at 1 frame per second. So wait, maybe that might be a little too much. Hold on, that might not be. This might be not granular enough to give us meaningful data. So let's make it a little less bad. So we'll print it like we'll do it at all those places, but we'll go from range 0 to 170, and we'll step by like 10. So we'll only draw it like 17 times, not 170 times. There you go. So now we have like, I just want to make sure there's a significant chunk that's getting drawn, and that we're drawing it both on screen and off screen. So sorry, I'm just turning off my notifications on my mobile device because they're getting annoying. All right, so it takes us. We only get 10 frames per second drawing all this stuff, and like, so like, wow, that's awful. Why are we getting such low frames per second? I mean, I guess 17 animation layers is like really bad. I think the side quest right now draws like so it's a consistent 10 frames per second. Side quest I think draws like 12 of those. So like, yikes. All right, so it's a pretty consistent 10 frames per second. So let's see what happens if we now let's see what happens if we only Blit the stuff that's on screen. So we're not going to see a visual difference, hypothetically, but in, instead of so 0 0 19 or 960 150. So we're only gonna because we were blitting like half of the image on screen, half of the image off screen. Now we're gonna be blitting only the we're not even gonna be blitting the half that's off screen. So like nothing changed visually. It still looks all weird and smeary and stuff. But let's see what the frame rate is. Is it 20 frames per second? That'd be no. It's still only 10 frames per second. That doesn't bode well. It's actually 9 frames per second instead of 10. So it might be that, yeah, shoot. It might just be that Pygame does call this stuff automatically, and so there's not actually, so technically then, if that's true, then like the change that I'm making in the script is actually going to be like pretty pointless, I feel like. Alright, so maybe we just shouldn't do that instead. Yeah. Yeah, if there's not going to be any meaningful difference, then like... Alright, well, at least I was correct in my initial assumptions then. And the silver lining is that I was on the right track in the first place, I guess. That's sad. Yeah. Because like I don't have any reason to believe that this will like help stuff at this point. I really shouldn't be. I shouldn't change things just for the sake of changing things. Because like the thing that I'm setting up and the thing that like the conversion I started to make, like it would in fact be a little more like it'd be a little more processing. It wouldn't be that much more processing, but it would be a little bit more. So then so like hey Edvinus, how's it going? Welcome. Should I is there anything else that I could be doing here instead that would help like I mean one of the things that I've thought of doing is like changing the masking or like adding in masking for like layers for like some layers. I was thinking that like that might oh no, you know what I want to try real quick? Just while I'm testing things. What if instead of using village near ground, what if we used mountains mid ground? What would we get then? I didn't change anything except the image that we're using. So the interesting thing about the mountains mid ground is that there is no mid ground for the mountains. I'm just curious to see like does it actually take longer to draw nothing? Or does it take as long to draw nothing as it takes to draw something? No, it doesn't. Okay, good. So there's no disadvantage to drawing empty frames apparently, because like it seems to be doing fine at 64. Like 64 is significantly higher than 10 frames per second. So it seems to like the fact that that we're drawing, but we're drawing something that's like completely empty. So that's good. That's interesting too. I mean, while I'm testing stuff, I'm curious also to see like what's the difference between opaque versus transparent pixels. But like, I'm not going to care about that right now. Yeah. Okay. So all that stuff that I was going to do, I guess it's already happening already, and like I don't have to worry about that. I guess it'd be. I'm like I mentioned, I'm still looking for ways that I can like make Pygame less stressed out, so that it runs like just better in general. But I guess I don't have to be worrying about that, at least not right now. Okay, so yeah, let's undo all of that stuff. I mean, the good news is that like we had a lot further to go, and so it would have taken us a while longer to finish all that stuff. Is holding down Control Z really the best way to go about this? I wonder. I mean, like I was just thinking like, wait, whoa, you ran out of, I'm hitting Control Z and it's not undoing stuff anymore. It only has like a finite undo stack. I guess that makes enough sense, but I'm just gonna, shoot. I'm holding Control Y to like redo all of that stuff. Because I was just thinking like, no, there's no reason I want to save this. There's no reason that I'd want to save like this partial conversion that I've like started. But apparently that's not like the best way to get back to what we had before. So I think instead I'm going to oh, I should diff like yeah, did I make other, I forget if I made other changes to the script between other than like other than what I started doing with that. So I'm just going to check the diff between journey. Yeah, wait, hold on. Save this. So let's file open because that's the original, yeah, that we're working on right now. Open so it's like stable. So it's a good thing that I made the stable version earlier because this will help us restore it. So what are the differences here? So plugins, compare. Right. So yeah, it looks like the only thing we really changed was down here with the ESP stuff. So all right, I guess I'll just get rid of it for now. Yeah. Well, we did it. Good job. Good job, everyone. So I guess don't draw off screen. I'm just gonna delete this, I guess. It's been not really a thing, as it turns out. But deleted. Oh, actually, while I'm here, where's the archive? I archived something the other day by accident. I don't know what that means. Boards. What is archive? What does archive mean? Archive. Where is the archive? I assume, like, if you can put things into the archive, I feel like you should be able to find the archive. I don't know. I guess if I can't find the archive, I don't have to worry about it, because, like, no archive, no problem. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, where's the secret archive? What is Twitch binray? What does that even mean? My boards, Twitch binray? I don't know what that means. Create a new. Oh yeah, no, I know what that was for. Yeah, I was gonna use that for something, but I didn't end up using it for something. Yeah, I have no clue where this archive is supposed to be. But whatever. I'll stop worrying about that. Not important. All right, so I guess I could give the monk the staff just to wrap up what we did. What we were doing. Oh yeah, wait, no, I haven't restored the script yet. So hold on. Journey. So we'll just delete that and copy here, and then this is journey, and then you're gonna like. Oh, did you update automatically? Oh, cool. I think it just like updated automatically. Yeah, because it undid all the changes. Cool. I'm gonna close it and reopen it anyways. Just cause. Alright, so. Alright. We've accomplished so much today. I'm so thrilled. Alright, so the monk. Yeah, actually, the monk staff will be really easy too. I guess it's a backslot item. Oh, yeah. Now that I think about it, I was thinking, so the other day, well, here, I'll open the monk files. The other day, when we were working on the monk, I was saying about how I think I wanted to use this as an opportunity to stagger the situations wherein the player gets a familiar from when they complete an outfit. But then the thing that occurred to me is that I actually don't want to do that. I want to keep it the same because hey, Edna, sorry. I actually want to keep it the same because so right now, like when you level up, there are two situations. So like most of the times when you level up, there's like a little message that gets sent out, but then there's also sometimes there's a GIF that goes with it, and so like yeah, so there are like these little GIFs that you get sometimes, and right now, like they're actually next to each other, or like they come in pairs. So like at level 12 and 13, at level 21 and 22. I was thinking I would spread them out a little bit more, but the thing that I realized is that if I spread them out a little bit more, like sometimes they would depict weird points in the armor set. So like right now, level 58 is when you become like the standard bearer, and you have like the complete armor set. And then level 59 is when you get the snake, and you're still, you know, your armor hasn't changed. If I spread that out, like when you get the snake, you would have gotten it at like a weird time when like your outfit was like all like mismatched and stuff. So for the sake of vanity, I guess I think I'm actually gonna leave it how it is. Um, which means I think I actually want to change the snake to be a backslot item. Um, oddly enough. um, so let's yeah, what was I gonna do? What do I do with like the uh oh wait, is that actually gonna even work? If the snake is a backslot item, is it gonna draw in the correct positions? No, wait, no, if it was in the backslot, it would draw over the player's hand. Uh so I guess I'll leave it like that actually. I will leave it like that, and then I'll just make the staff a backslot item instead, I guess. Maybe. I think I doodled the staff in here on Friday. I don't remember what I did with it though, or like where it was. I thought it was like on this one. Maybe I didn't save it. I might have just gotten rid of it. Uh, yeah, I guess I probably just got rid of it. Unless, oh no, is it? No, that's something different. Oh, it was on this one, but I guess I just didn't save it. Hmm. Or like I specifically deleted it before I saved the file. I don't know. Weird. Whatever. Yeah, it'll be really simple, really straightforward. I like basically don't even need to use my tablet for it, but I will anyways. Just cause makes drawing easier. Do do do. And yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know exactly what I want to draw, so it might take me a second to figure out like what the shape is supposed to be actually. Um, but not that long. Do do do. Um, so what what was I gonna do? Um, yeah, so for the back slot, I guess there's not really any particular frame of animation which would be better or worse for this. So I'll just yeah, I'll just arbitrarily. All right, so back layer 3A. So I think it's gonna be like a darkly colored staff, like a dark gray color, I think. And so let's just start with a darkish grayish whatever, and then I think it's gonna live like basically here. It might be. I was gonna say it might be darker than this, but this is a fine tone to start with. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what the design is gonna be, uh, but it's gonna be. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Actually, I guess it'll live like here. I don't want it to like actually touch the snake. Um, but it'll be. I think it'll be like. I want it to kind of like mirror the design that we have for like the tattoos that the monk wears are like they tend to like be like concentric. They tend to have like concentric circles and like circles with like shapes out and around them. So it'll be. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the staff will look like, but I was thinking like I want it to be like fairly ornate because I want it to be like interesting. I want it to be like kind of a nice piece. Do do do. And then actually maybe I should follow the same like sizing patterns that I did for the tattoo, like kind of make it like the same like line width. I don't know if that would look weird or if that would like reinforce like the similarities. Whoops, wrong tool. Do 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 do. What am I trying to do with this shape? Is this right? Actually, maybe I didn't need to bring it up this far. It's weird because like I'm trying to draw it like symmetrically, but it's like at that angle. So I mean, one thing I could do is I could like spec it out, not at an angle, and then like tilt it, and then like clean it up. Because like when you rotate things, like they get all like weird and like grainy and stuff, or like blurred out. It doesn't keep like a very good fidelity of the. This is probably fine, I guess. And then sorry. So I was thinking like I might go like. So then there might be like within this circle, there might be like a circle that goes in like the opposite direction, or like I mean, this isn't even like a full circle, but like kind of like how that part's not a full circle. There could be like another part that's not a full circle. I was thinking, I mean, I could make it bigger, but I was thinking of like having a circle within that one too. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it's an idea. Whoops, that was clearly the wrong tool. I have no clue what tool that was. What on earth did I do to make that happen? I have no clue, but I did not intend for that to be the case. So yeah, I was thinking, I don't know, like something like this, and then it could connect, I don't know, like that maybe. No, that looks like Pac-Man. So it could connect like, huh. Oh, yeah, I was thinking it would connect, yeah, I guess it's fine, it could connect like that, and then like, oh wait, yeah, what if it connected like, okay, yeah. So what if it was like, I don't know, that's a little weird. That's not exactly what I was picturing. I mean, I don't want it to like look like it's floating. I do want it to actually look like it's connected. I just don't know how I want to connect it actually. But I mean, something like this is like roughly what I was going for. So I guess maybe it doesn't have to be that complicated. Maybe it can just be like something like that. I'm gonna try a few more things. Yeah, what about like that maybe? I want something that, yeah. But yeah, maybe something simple. Maybe just like that looks like a reticle. That looks like a scope. Like when you're looking down like the barrel of like a sniper rifle or something. I do not like that one necessarily, but I'm sure there will be something. I'm sure there's something. I think like at least one of the ones that we've tried is probably that one of the ones that we've looked at already is probably fine. Like I could probably go with one of those already, but yeah. I'm just gonna try a few more things because we're basically done. Like this is almost the entire thing. Like it's like we draw the shape of it and then we'll put in a little bit of shading to represent to make it look less flat, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, and then what? I guess is the next question. But we can worry about that later. So let's yeah, I'll probably just go with like one of the easy ones that we had earlier. Like, I think this is probably the one that I like the most. Or actually, what about the one where it like actually like connected at the edges here? Was it like that one? I forget. Well, I didn't do it quite right because it doesn't look symmetrical. But if it looks symmetrical, then would that be good? I think the other thing that oh wait, what if I did like that? Nah, I don't want to necessarily. Yeah, the thing that I realized quickly is that I want as few of these as possible. So, I mean, I guess technically I don't even need like, I don't need it to be symmetrical. I could like have it like not symmetrical if I wanted, but I don't know, that looks weird. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. Nah, I liked it better. I liked it better when it was like this. Okay. And then did I want like this type of thing going on too? Eh. I'm ambivalent to that part. So maybe I'll skip it. Hmm. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. If I could draw this line in a way that makes me contented, then this will be entirely good. Good to go. And so then the last order of business will just be to clean up the line slightly. Here, I'll zoom in for this, because otherwise I'm going to be like drawing it and redrawing it like a million times. Oh hey, Rexterra, how's it going? The sprite is not going to monetize your game. I need to set my priorities. Every hour reevaluate. How much money over time will this have earned? Yeah, I could just quit game development and go to business school too. I could just Sorry. So I don't know how to respond to that because I can't tell if you're being extremely sarcastic or actually like being practical. Because no, if I was worried about monetization, I would not be working on this project. I'd be working on something way different. I'd be making like I'd make something very different, let me tell you. Um yeah, if you're obsessed with money or like that's actually even too harsh of a way to say it. If money is like really important to you, like if money is like well, so I mean that's like that. So like what Rex said in chat belies priorities. If money is your number one priority, then yes, you should be evaluating your game in terms of like what any given feature can do for you monetarily. If money is your priority, then that is how you should be prioritizing your work. And then alternately, if you have priorities other than money, then the same thing is true, right? So like every hour that might be that's I think that's probably overkill to some degree because like there's also the extent to which you can have decided something because like what if you decide that like what if when you're evaluating stuff you realize that um like oh here's a big feature but it's going to be good then like it might take you like 6 hours to implement but like that could be okay like I don't know um all right. um, yeah. So like, yeah, right. So yeah. What Rexera said is not incorrect. It's just it works. It's true for like given a certain set of other assumptions for which some people may not be true, and therefore for some people it's actually bad advice. That's actually terrible. So like well I don't want to say it's not bad advice all around. I want to call it bad advice because it's like soulless advice. It's like games as like a way to take money from people. And like for like no matter what you do with your life, you can view what you do with your life as a way to take money from people. And like I don't know, whatever, good for you. Like I don't have to commend you for what you're doing cuz like you're getting your money and that's like commendation enough. Like go like be happy with your big pile of money, you greedy jerks. No, I'm exaggerating slightly, but like I don't know. No, if I was greedy and money grubbing, I would be doing like my life would be very different right now. Who goes into game development for the money? Well, actually, I know the answer to that question because I've worked with some of those people. Um, all right, so yeah, so let's just so this is probably fine. Yeah, that's fine. And now let's just oh, actually, there's something weird about the thickness of the outer ring. I think I'm gonna beef up the thickness of the outer ring because right now it looks a little bit curious. Specifically, like right here, it looks a little. Oops, wrong tool. Right here, it looks a little too thin. So I think I'm just gonna beef it up like all around, just a little bit, not like to an extreme amount, but just like just a little bit. Oh, is this like weirdly offset? Yeah, I think it's slightly offset. So which do I want to change? I could change the like the way the staff connects is like slightly off center, which is I think part of why I was having a heck of a time getting it to look getting it to look symmetrical. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. I don't think. Okay. So yeah. Oh yeah. So the other thing is that the ends looked a little too blunted, or they didn't. They looked a little too rounded. I want them to look a little more blunted. And then anything else? Or is this good? Oh yeah. So now the shading. Real quick. A game title that you own exclusively can be residual income for a long period of time. Yes, or it could not. A game that you don't own exclusively can be residual income for a long period of time, or it could not. um, yeah. So, uh, I like I was saying before about priorities. Like, my priorities are very different than Rex Terra's, for example. So, I'm not going to be able to give good business advice. Um, so if you came to the stream looking for oh wait, Zero. Thank you for hosting, Zero, and welcome. Yeah, we were just I was just saying about how I know like nothing about the money side of things. Like this is just something that's never interested me, and so I can like that topic has come up in chat, and I basically just have like nothing to add to that conversation, except that yeah. So I mean, the only thing I really can say on that issue is like don't like I've been working in games for 7 years now, a little over 7 years, and I never really cared about money. I mean, I did to some extent in that like I did get a job in AAA, right? So like I did get a job. Wait, hold on. How's this actually supposed to look? Oh, I keep putting things at this angle. This angle is like the most awkward angle because like usually I shade things like on this side, like on this lower side, and when things are at that angle, I'm like, do I shade it on the top? Do I shade it on the bottom? I'll just shade it on this side, I guess. Right. No. Yeah. I if I cared about money, I would stop working in games because like the reason I work in games is because I want to make products like I want to work on things that are fun. And when I'm working on things, I want to think to myself like, is this fun? If my goal was not to enjoy my work, if my goal was to just just do whatever and like then get a paycheck, there are way more efficient ways to get a paycheck than working in games. Like if you don't, I don't know, if you want money, like, well, like, so I originally got my degree in like software development, and what I realized is that like it's like, yeah, okay, I can totally do this. I just don't care. Like I don't care about what I'm doing, and it's a choice. Like right, like so we were talking about earlier, like with priorities, like maybe money is the priority for you. So that's why I won't say like what Rick Terry is saying is bad advice. I just what I really need to emphasize is like if when you read a statement like that you think, oh wait, I haven't been worrying about money, I should start worrying about money. It's like no, don't necessarily start worrying about money. Like you don't necessarily need to worry about money. Like if you're doing fine and you're not worrying about money and like everything's good, like that's good. That's like I personally like I think you're doing a great job, and I implore you to keep it up because I don't know, you're the game developer that I want to see in the industry. Um, and then if you need money, then like yeah, you know, don't die. Like don't like die for your art, I guess, unless you want to. That's a little extreme though. I don't know if I would necessarily die for my art. I do. like when I'm talking about like development, I do occasionally uh, mention that like I could end up back in AAA, right? Like that might be in the cards. Like I might not be indie for the rest of my life. And like if that were to happen, it would probably be like the most likely reason would be financial reasons. So, oh, this is a really awkward